that in there. It is on. We are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Uncensored Podcast. I have a very special guest with me today. Her name is Miss Law. No, she is not a law teacher. This is the current design tech teacher at my high school. Miss Law, how are you going today?
I'm good, thank you, John. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, recently we've had the tragedies in Australia of the bushfires, and as tragic as that is, there is a lot of people losing their houses and their lives, and it's also the animals being affected as well. Now, Miss Law has started campaigning something at my high school called the Bird Box Project. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
I can indeed. So we're currently at Reservoir High doing a project which has been coordinated by a teacher from another school. Lots of schools have become involved, but basically it is to build some nesting boxes for some of our species that have lost their homes in the current bushfires, recent bushfires in the East Gippsland region. So what we're currently doing is quite a lot of research and looking at the information that the wildlife associations in that region have actually produced to design and build nesting boxes with the correct specs.
Correct specs for different animals and stuff like that.
Different animals. So
Awesome.
there are quite a few that actually are actually endangered species, indigenous endangered species, and species that don't exist anywhere else in the world apart from here. So it's a very important current
situation that we have to do our best that we can to fix it. And so now you've started that up at our high school. So how's that going to work? So what is that going to involve?
So at the moment we've got a group of students who were some of my students that did product design last year in year 10, and they're currently in year 11.
Yep.
And they're looking at assisting with the coordination of that project. We've actually managed to get our local Bunnings on board with donating some supplies. So the guys from my product design class are coordinating, as I said, the year 11s and starting to look at some materials and different designs for those nesting boxes, but my year 9 class are actually going to build some of them. Yeah. So it's a combined project.
Yeah, it is a combined project around the whole school. Now, on the topic of design tech, so how long have you been doing design tech teaching for?
Oh my gosh, a very, very long time. So I was a design technology teacher in London before I moved to Australia, and I've been teaching at Reservoir High for a really long time.
Double digits?
Double digits, yes, indeed.
Yeah. So longer than I've been here, obviously.
Absolutely. And it's a very, very special subject.
Yeah.
And as I just explained to my year 9 students who are involved in the nesting box project, we are in a unique position in our area. So as designers and makers, we can actually change the world.
Yeah.
We can change our environment. And hopefully, if we actually think about the positives, we can actually change it in a positive manner.
Yeah.
And have a positive impact rather than a negative one.
Now with design tech, design tech is a lot of different schools, but design tech teaching here, and in my experience, has been very different to what I've heard from other accounts from other high schools. What sort of things do you enjoy teaching most with design tech?
Well, I think, like I said, I think we're in a unique position that we actually have the ability to actually change the world around us in a positive way.
Yeah.
And there's lots of good design out there, bad design, there's some awful design out there. But while not all my students may become designers, hopefully we spark an interest in some, but everyone will be a consumer. So to me, it's incredibly important that people understand about the design process and what might happen to a product after its life. We don't really want to increase the landfill in the world, and if we a discerning about and understanding about what products we're buying and how they've been designed and manufactured, then actually we can make positive decisions about what we buy. And I also love the fact that when I teach students like you, that sometimes when they don't think that they can do something, they really surprise themselves.
Yeah.
And it's really lovely to see the achievements because they're tangible. You can take them away with you. You can feel them.
Yeah. They're things there's something that you've created.
Absolutely.
Now, while I've been here, definitely design tech has been one of the more hands-on subjects. There hasn't been much like theory-based, more hands-on. Does that change through the older years?
It does change. I mean, there is theory. You've worked through a design brief and learnt about the process of designing. So all of those steps. I suppose the research that you do is a little bit more intense as well when you get into BCE. But all of the things that we touch on in lower school are basically in the study design of product design.
Yeah.
But there may be some of them are in a maybe more written format.
Yeah.
Yeah. So product life cycle that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
We have a unit in BCE on product life cycle. So the whole cycle of a product, the factors of why products are designed how they are, and why designers think how they do.
Now, one of the most influential things I enjoy about you as a teacher as well is that you have other ventures as well. You're not just a teacher here at my high school. You have your own workshop as well, and I don't know much about that workshop. So what do you work on at your workshop?
Okay, so I design and make products out of metal mainly. So design and make jewellery items, and I do blacksmithing as well. And I'm involved in the Australian Blacksmiths Association, which is just here in Bundoora, in fact.
Yeah, see, I like the idea that you give so much of your time to teaching, and you influence so many different people here, and then you can also go away and then have time in your week to still make products for other people.
Well, I think that being a designer maker and actually working on designing and making makes me a more passionate teacher about my area, because it's something that I love and it's something that I'm involved in, and I understand contemporary design. So I can pass that knowledge on, hopefully, to my students. And hopefully some of you will get really excited about the area, and when I'm no longer capable of designing and making things, hopefully there'll still be some really wonderful designed, made products
that you've inspired with your teaching as well.
Or hopefully just sparked something, an interest, passion.
Now, without naming names of the student, has there been one particular student or a group, a year level of students that you've had that have really stand out to you as a cohort, as a student, as a designer?
Over the years, I've had lots of students who
have
really been quite amazing, but I do think that I saw probably last year in maybe my product design class at year 10, I saw quite a few sparks there, and I taught product design with two different focuses, both learning the design process, but just with a different focus on what we were designing and producing. So, the same process of working to a design brief and working through the design brief. So some of my product designers with the jewellery focus were
phenomenal.
Were great. And again, in that design process, some of my students who worked with the furniture focus, I saw some real sparks there as well.
Especially the ones who did jewellery and then went into furniture as well. They knew that process, they knew how to work through it, so you would have seen a bit more complex thinking when it came to their design brief.
I think the most important thing is that actually they're problem solving along the way and not just giving up and starting a new project every odd week. Yes, and basically learning the design process, that it's not just a quick sketch, that you actually have to
Think
go
about it,
through
develop
that development process and actually work out some of the issues, problem solve it.
No one can make a design straight perfectly the first time.
No.
It takes development, and speaking from experience, it takes a lot of development to get it to as close to perfect as it can be.
I think if you want to succeed, you need to fail a few times and learn from those failures, but not even just failure. It's kind of, you kind of learn from the experience. So you get out of it, what did I do really well? What can I improve on? How can I actually improve that? And actually, it's only through that process, repeating and evaluating, that you actually end up with a really good result.
Yeah.
I mean, none of you guys are professional designers.
No.
I don't expect
just masterpieces off the first bat.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you really should be. No.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we're all learning. We're all
Yeah.
constantly learning, and those are the people
Changing
that
and
actually
developing our ideas. Yeah.
And the best designers are constantly learning. They know that they need to keep learning.
Yeah.
And we're in a changing world.
Exactly.
So we should be learning.
With different things needing to be built to assist things, especially with the Nestbox project that we're starting here now. That's changing with our ever-changing environment.
Yeah, look, it's a need that has actually occurred, and we can actually positively impact.
Make a difference.
Yeah.
And if we can make a difference, then that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, are you happy to wrap things up? We happy to?
Absolutely. We had a good chat.
Exactly, a good chat, and that's what I love. That's what I like doing about this. I can have good chats with people and get into more in-depth talks and conversations, which is fantastic. Again, thank you to Miss Law for coming on today. It was fantastic. Very hot in this room. Choose a different room next time. So yeah, thank you very much again to Miss Law for being a part of it this week. Stay tuned for next week. I will be starting my next mini-series, the Best 22. Stay tuned for that. Talk to you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
Thank you.